Welcome children to video 9. This is going to be the last video of tenses, and in this video we will learn future perfect and future perfect continuous. So let's get started. Future perfect sentences talk about actions that will be completed in the future. So completed actions are a part of future perfect. For example, I will have tidied my room by Friday. So before Friday ends, this action will be completed. The second example is I will have done lots of homework by 5 p.m. today. So before 5 p.m., of course it is future time, lots of homework will be completed. Again, another action that will be completed in future. The timeline is this, very easy. The timeline actually is almost the same for present perfect, past perfect and future perfect. It's only the time frame is different. So this completion of action takes place in future. So this is the timeline of future tense. Future perfect, I beg your pardon. Structure of any sentence of future perfect is going to be subject plus will have plus V3. All perfect tenses use V3 form of the verb plus rest of the sentence. Now time expressions are before, till, until, by. These time expressions actually act as actions which will, or they help to talk about actions that will interrupt a future perfect sentence. For example, by the time you read this, I will have slept. So by the time you read this is reference in future, and I will have slept is an action completed in future tense. Now, what are the uses of future perfect tense? For an action which will be finished before a stated future time. So we have to state a future time, and before this the action will get completed. The examples are, the first one is she won't have completed the report till until 6 o'clock. So it's a negative sentence, of course. So 6 o'clock, this action will not have completed. Second, he will have delivered the newspapers by 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock is again a stated future time. Before 8 o'clock, the newspapers will be delivered. By end of this year, I will have written 2 stories. So before the year ends, which action will get completed? 2 stories will have been written. The fourth example, by 4 o'clock Friday, we will have finished the exams. So this is a stated future time, and finished the exams is the action which will be completed. The second use is for an action which will have finished or completed before another action. Example, she will have learned Chinese before she moves to China. So it is mandatory for a person to learn Chinese before he or she shifts to China. Second example, the film will have started before we reach cinema hall. Probably these people started late from home, so they are already late and they know that the introduction of the film they will miss out. Then before I get up tomorrow morning, the sun will have already risen. This person is a late riser, so is very sure that sun will rise before he or she rises up. Children, these affirmative sentences are in line with the structure that we have learned in the previous slide. And to change affirmative into negative, the same rule, insert not after the helping verb. So helping verb here is will. It can, so not can be inserted after the helping verb will. And to form interrogative sentences, the helping verb will begin the sentence and the sentence will end with a question mark. So will Harry have visited his uncle? Will the birds have returned to their nest by evening? And of course, you got to end these sentences in a question mark. Future perfect continuous. It includes actions which are partly completed or which will be partly completed, and the action will continue in the future time. It talks about a long action which will begin at a particular time in future and will continue up to that moment and will be in progress at that moment. The example is, I'll have been teaching for 20 years next July. So 20 years of teaching will get over and will get over by July, but the person will continue to teach. And when will the person stop teaching? This has no mention here. Then, as far as timeline is concerned, the action will start in future and it continues, some part of it is over, it continues at a point in time in future and it ends somewhere in future. Then I will have been swimming for an hour by the time my father returns from home. Now, this sentence will give you a better understanding. I will have been swimming. This is future perfect. And the duration of swimming will be for an hour. Means an hour's swimming will get over. When? By the time my father returns. This is another event before which an hour's swimming will get completed. So my father returns is another event that occurs at the same time as future perfect continuous. The structure of a future perfect continuous sentence is subject plus will or shall. Here we can use will and shall both. Have been plus V4, that is ing form of the verb, and the rest of the sentence. The time expressions are almost same for future perfect and perfect continuous. Now, how it is different from perfect tense? Perfect tense includes actions which have been completed in future. This tense is usually used to talk about the duration of an event or for longer actions. The examples are, children will have been studying in classroom for 3 hours. So here we've included duration. So will have been studying is future perfect continuous. The second example is, they will have been talking for over an hour before they finish their coffee. So 1 hour's conversation is over, but even after the coffee finishes, their conversation will go on. The third example is, when I turn 30, I will have been playing piano for 21 years. Now, if you calculate, this person actually started learning piano, how to play a piano at the age of 9. It's 21 years the person is playing piano and intends to continue even further. Then second use is cause of a future event. So, to show the cause of a future event, I will be tired when I reach home as I will have been driving for an hour. So, what is the cause of being tired? The cause is that this person will have been driving for an hour. And again, I will reinstate here that it talks about longer actions. Now, these are the two examples of affirmative sentences. The structure is same as that of, as it should be of future perfect continuous tense. To change into negative, we insert not after the helping verb will or shall, whatever is used. I will not have been singing different kinds of songs before you join us. The rest of the sentence remains the same. We will not have been enjoying musical drama before the game show starts. For interrogative, of course, the same rule that we bring the helping verb in the beginning. So, will I have been singing different kinds of songs before you join us? Question mark. Will we have been enjoying musical drama before the game show starts? The basic difference between future continuous and perfect continuous is, continuous is used to emphasize interrupted actions, an action that was interrupted. Future perfect continuous emphasizes or lays stress on duration of time before something in the future. Then another point to be noted is stative verbs or non-action verbs do not use future perfect continuous. So I have included incorrect and correct form of the same verb. Incorrect is on Thursday I will have been knowing. Knowing is a stative verb, children. This is incorrect use. Okay. So the correct form is on Thursday I will have known you for a week is correct. Then incorrect is I will have been reading 45 books by Christmas. Reading actually, if you see properly, it is not an action word. It is a stative verb. The correct sentence will be I will have read 45 books by Christmas. One more example. Children will have been playing for 2 hours before their mother comes to pick them up. So the part of playing, the time duration for completed action is 2 hours, and it is interrupted by another action, that is before their mother comes to pick them up. So children, this was the last video on tenses, and in 9 videos we've completed lesson number 6 and 7, which cover all the 12 types of tenses. Do solve the exercises, and as and when you're free, please revise the structures, do a comparative study which will help you learn the tenses better. Thank you.